We respect the dignity and pride of each individual we serve. We comply with applicable federal civil rights laws and do not discriminate on the basis of age, gender, disability, race, color, ancestry, citizenship, religion, pregnancy, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin, medical condition, marital status, veteran status, payment source or ability, or any other basis prohibited by federal, state, or local law. Each individual shall be informed of the patient's rights and responsibilities in advance of administering or discontinuing patient care. We adopt and affirm as policy the following rights of patients who receive services from our facility. The ASC shall inform each patient, or when appropriate, the patient's representative or surrogate, as allowed under state law, of the patient's rights in advance of furnishing or discontinuing patient care. Responsible steps shall be taken to determine the patient's wishes concerning designation of a representative or surrogate unless prohibited by applicable state law. The statement of patient rights shall include, but not be limited to, the patient's rights to receive verbal and written notice of patient's rights in a language and manner that ensures the patient, the representative, or the surrogate understand all the patient's rights. Considerate, dignified, and respectful care provided in a safe environment, free from all forms of abuse, neglect, harassment, and/or exploitation. Full consideration of privacy concerning his or her medical care, as well as personal privacy. Case discussion, consultation, examination, and treatment are confidential and shall be conducted discreetly. The patient has the right to be advised as to the reason for the presence of any individual involved in his or her healthcare. Be free from any act of discrimination or reprisal. Voice grievances regarding treatment or care that fails to be provided. Receive information regarding their diagnosis, evaluation, treatment, and prognosis. Make informed decisions regarding his or her care. The patient's rights include: be fully informed about a treatment or procedure and expected outcome before it is performed. Providing consent to or refusal of medical or surgical interventions. Planning for care after discharge from the ASC. Give or withhold informed consent to produce or use film recordings of the patient for purposes other than his or her care. Exercise these rights without regard to age, race, ethnicity, religion, culture, language, sex, physical or mental disability, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender identity, or expressions. Have his or her cultural, psychosocial, spiritual, and personal values, beliefs, and preferences respected. Access protective and advocacy services, or have these services assessed on the patient's behalf. Appropriate assessment and management of pain. Privacy and security of individually identifiable health information pertaining to his or her care and stay in the ASC. Patient written permission shall be obtained before the patient's medical records can be made available to anyone not directly concerned with his or her care. Obtain information on disclosure of protected health information in accordance with federal, state, and local law. Access information contained in his or her medical record within a reasonable time frame. Provide the patient or patient's representative with written information concerning the ASC's policies on advance directives, including a description of applicable state health and safety laws, and if requested by official state advance directive forms. Be informed for his or her right to change providers if other qualified providers are available. Examine and receive all explanation of his or her bill regardless of source of payment. All ASC staff, medical staff members, and contracted agency staff performing patient care activities shall observe these patients' rights. Patient responsibilities. The care a patient receives depends partially on the patient himself. Therefore, in addition to these rights, a patient has certain responsibilities as well. These responsibilities shall be presented to the patient in the spirit of mutual trust and respect. The patient, family, or representative shall be responsible for providing accurate and complete information concerning his or her present complaints, past illnesses, hospitalizations, medications, including over-the-counter medications and herbal supplements, allergies, and any sensitivities. Following the treatment plan established by his or her physician, including the instructions of nurses and other health professionals as they carry out the physician's orders. Reporting perceived risks in his or her care and unexpected changes in his or her condition to the responsible practitioner. Asking questions about the patient's condition, treatments, procedures, diagnostic test results. asking questions when they do not understand what they have been told about the patient's care or what they're expected to do, immediately reporting any concerns or errors they may observe, keeping appointments and for notifying the ASC or physician when he or she is unable to do so, providing a responsible adult to transport him or her from the ASC to home and to remain with the patient for at least 24 hours if required by the patient's physician. His or her actions should he or she refuse to follow his or her physician's orders, assuring that the financial obligations of his or her ASC care are fulfilled as promptly as possible, being considerate of the rights of other patients and ASC staff,